So you gave up on bandanas. You mentioned in one of our prior episodes. Is it to make airport travel easier?
For me, airport travel is just kind of difficult anyway with my general appearance. But I think losing the bandana has helped, yes.
Fewer dealings with customs agents?
Yeah, I still have long dealings with a lot of customs agents and border officials and security and stuff, but not having a bandana on when I walk in the door definitely helps.
Other than the obvious, your menacing look, what are they asking you about? I mean, you don't have drugs.
Yeah, they think I do because I usually have a lot of protein powder in my bags, and they always check that for drugs. When I was in Iceland, they straight up asked me, is there protein powder in this bag of yours we're about to open? And when I answered yes, they looked at me like I was crazy. Like, you asked me the question, man. And then they confiscated my protein powder.
Is that a common excuse when you're moving weight across country? It's like, yeah, it's protein powder, dog.
I mean, I don't think so. And I also want to know, like, do I look that unusually big for your country that you ask me if I have protein powder in your bag?
Well, we ask for a lot of audience interaction. If you've ever moved weight, if you will, across like countries and called it protein powder, has it worked for you?
Yeah, see, they have like this little stick thing they drag across the bag, and it lets you know if drugs have ever been near that bag.
Yeah, but what drugs, man? All drugs?
I have no idea.
Some drugs?
I'd like to know how it works, actually. If there are any TSA agents out there, please tweet me.
Is it here in America they do it?
They do it everywhere, man. I've had it done in like 6 or 7 countries. I've had some stuff confiscated in like 2 countries.
How many officials have you lied to, though? Let's be honest. Maybe they're onto something.
I've lied to every single border or customs official in my life I've ever met. Every single one. I haven't ever done anything like really illegal, though. It's not like I'm a straight up criminal by any means, but I always lie. You have to.
Well, clearly you're an international fugitive. If you've lied to customs agents, dog, federal offense.
So it's really hard to get a work visa and some of the things I do, Pete. So you know what? Oh, what was the purpose of your vacation? A holiday.
Yeah. Purpose of your visit, dog.
Yeah, definitely the holiday vacation.
So is this the line you fed your customs guy when you Denmark, Brazil, wherever the crap you were?
Yeah, so coming back from Copenhagen a few weeks ago, I had to stop in Brussels. So that's where I got grilled. I got grilled in Brussels. So United's like, oh, you have to go talk to the security agent before you can get on the plane to go back to Chicago and then go back to Indianapolis. Oh, okay.
You were leaving the country. Why do they care?
Yeah, you'd think that it's not on them. They want me out of the country. If I was a fugitive, like, wouldn't they want to deport me?
Absolutely.
Back to my country? Yeah, I should probably get grilled in Chicago.
Right.
Yeah. What
did you bring into the country? Is that protein powder in your bag?
They actually let me walk straight through everything. And since I had carry-on bags, I didn't have to go through anything. My stuff didn't get checked in Chicago.
Because you don't wear colors anymore.
That's true. I'm not representing. Yeah, so the security guy, who I guess is trained to ask you rapid-fire questions and just grill you to see if you're flustered or anything, just ask me all these rapid-fire questions. What was the meaning of your trip? Holiday. I'm prepared for all these answers, Pete. I know. But I got to make it seem like it's not too rehearsed or anything, because that's also a giveaway. What's the purpose of your visit? Holiday. How long were you here? 2 weeks. What did you do while you were here? I was like, oh no, what was your job was first. I was like, fitness.
It's not your job, dog. You're a liar.
Well, it is, though, fitness related. And there's like, and yeah, like, what did you do out here? I was like, and I just blanked because I did everything. And I can't tell them I wrestled, though. So I was like, I went to a underground Danish hip hop show. It's like, oh, well, what was one of your favorite artists?
Well, hold on. Is it underground to him?
Well, he probably wouldn't be able to find it. It was a thing that only my friend knew how to find.
Is this like Beer Fest? Like only certain people know and you have to have a secret knock? Like what makes it underground?
Yeah, it's a very like close core unit of people. Like you have to be somehow related to the acts or the people that run this club. Not everyone's going to find out about it. There's no signs on the outside of this establishment. Like there's nothing that lets you know there's something going on in here. It's just kind of like a random old building. So you have to know somebody who knows somebody to get in.
Is this like in a basement or something? I am imagining loud music, heavy bass, like lights and crap.
You're imagining right. It was stripped down. Like it wasn't anything super glamorous. It was legit, just real underground, pure Danish hip hop, pure Danish fire.
Who was your favorite artist?
Yes, that was a question I got from the customs agent. Who was your favorite artist? I just looked at him and was like, honestly, man, I didn't know any of them. They were all Danish. And he looked at me, you didn't know any of their names? I was like, nah, man, I don't speak Danish.
Did you then giggle after you said it? It's like, what do you want me to say to you?
Yeah, I half chuckled because I wanted to be like, yeah, man, like, I hope this story is one of those ones where it's obvious I'm not lying to you. But yeah, I don't know.
What if you would have lied? Been like, yeah, man, Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory boys, they're so dope.
He wouldn't have known, but they might look stuff up like that too, which is also why I don't wrestle under my real name, because sometimes they'll like Google your name to see if anything pops up, and I don't need them finding out that like Jake Oman main evented some show 2 days ago because he wasn't here on holiday.
So instead of looking at like Interpol and stuff like that, they're so high tech they use the Google.
They do like run your passport and everything like that, but Googling somebody can turn up different information, because if it turns up like all these entertainment sites or your Facebook or Twitter or Instagram and stuff, then that's a completely different thing. Not because I haven't committed a crime, my passport won't flag anything, but it doesn't mean I'm not lying to you about why I came into your country.
You, sir, pirate. Yeah. Danish underground hip hop music. That's illegal.
Ooh. I mean, I meant to ask Jesper the names of some great underground Danish hip hop dudes. He actually translated some of the songs for me too. Because like I was listening and getting real into something. I was like, man, so is this like thug? Or is this just like chill? Or are they stoners? What are they? And he's like, this song is about how they like skateboarding. I was like, oh, okay.
This song's about rolling crepes and how they do it real tight.
But there another act had songs about like street violence, like and politics and stuff. I met some dudes who have some super political, awesome Danish rap.
What again? What do they rap about? Like for real? You said it was like here, but there.
There's some heated politics going on right now, man. Like there's a fascist party and movement in this and that. And I'm not gonna say that some of my friends might be involved in the anti-fascist movement in Denmark, but they might be. But if I say that, I could get flagged. And my passport could get scanned, and all of a sudden I'm not allowed to come back into Denmark for holiday or work.
Do you or do you not associate with known international terrorists? Can you define known?
No, ooh, that's a good point. And I mean, and in a story legit not for another day, because I can't tell it, I do have friends in a country involved in serious organized crime.
You can't tell, but he's winking. It's totally for another day.
Yeah. No, I'm legit. I can't say a word about this. This would be very bad for me. But I'm protected in a country. Straight up. I could do whatever and be fine.
So he says.
So you know. This is a normal day to me, man. These are my normal friends.
So you could just walk into the airport there and be like, yeah, I was working. I don't have a visa. Do something.
Oh, it would probably be one of those things where they're so tied in. Like, even if it popped up on my passport, like as flagged for that reason, they would let me go. They probably wouldn't ask me any questions.
Ooh, maybe that's the move then. Just get that affiliation and scare everyone.
So there was part of me that thought about, I don't want to go into too much. Part of me that thought about getting an obvious tattoo that I was affiliated. That way, you get a wide berth.
Would you then have to prove yourself though?
I don't know. And I'm just willing to be like an ancillary character in the gang, not like a head honcho, like a heavy hitter.
Look, I'm not looking to be Al Capone here.
Yeah, I don't deserve to be Al Capone here. They've paid their dues. I haven't.
Does Al Capone have an accountant? Yeah. Well, I guess if he did, he wouldn't have wound up in jail.
Yeah, well.
Tax evasion. You do pay your taxes, though, right?
Yes.
See? Boom. It's a good dude.
Mm-hmm.
A fitness instructor. You didn't even say instructor. You just said fitness.
You said fitness. Yeah, I was hoping anyone's going to ask more questions.
Who goes on holiday to see, for 2 weeks, to see some donut munching underground hippity hops.
Mm-hmm.
Dope.
The Danish. Yeah, he also asked me, he's like, oh, what gym do you go to? And I heard him say, what gym do you go to? I was like, well, I want to give more information to think I'm not lying. So I was like, well, in Denmark, I went to Sport and Health Club one day. He's like, no, what gym do you go to at home? Like, Anytime Fitness? What time does that open? I was like, it's 24/7? He's like, okay, you're good.
Did he verify that one?
Nah, but he must know what Anytime is. But I know there are none in Belgium because I looked that up ahead of time. Apparently he's heard of it, though. They train these border agents well. You might know.
Yes, clearly. There was much talk of Anytime Fitness.
Mm-hmm.
Huh. That's real weird. But I suppose it's like, I mean, when you go to college towns and you go to the clubs, which you do all the time.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
It's like, oh, hey, what year were you born? And they check your ID to make sure it's not fake. And like, who was the president the year you were born? Who the hell knows that?
Yeah, I wouldn't. Yeah, like I can guess. I think I might know. But that's not important because even if they got elected that year, you're 8 by the time they leave office.
Oh, at best. Yeah, and I'm thinking, is that really relevant to your daily life? Like, what if they ask you, like, if you said you were born pre-90s, what's a cassette tape? Like, dude,
Yeah,
that totally solves that problem.
Dude, kids today don't know what a VHS is.
Not at all.
Soon, people might not know what a DVD is.
Right. Man, everything's digital. What's an MP3? Oh, man. And then there's serious stuff with like lossless music, FLAC files and stuff. Like your mixtape, man, it's going to be all HD audio.
Dude, yeah, it's crazy. I filmed HD video on a phone while I was traveling. That's better video than like hundreds of dollar tape recorders back in the day.
Yeah. Man, people don't know the struggle.
Mm-hmm.
Did you drop some videos, by the way, on the tubes?
So I'm editing right now. I also have to find some music that's like royalty free that I can add on them that makes it better. Honestly, I feel like my videos are real boring, Pete. I didn't record the cool stuff that happened on my trip. I didn't record awesome comedy night and clubbing in Scotland. I didn't really record too much in Christiania and all the cool stuff that was going. And then I had like some other really cool things happen, but I didn't record it. I can't record anti-fascist stuff. Like, I can't record like even some of the more chill stuff, like chilling in a sauna and whatever I did in Scotland.
That was real vague. Chilling in a sauna and whatever I did in Scotland.
Yeah, no one needs to know all the things I did in Scotland. I told you a lot of things I did in Scotland 2 weeks ago. What do you want from me?
I don't know if a sauna came up.
Oh, yeah. I mean, okay, it's not a big deal, but like, so night one, we wrestle and that's super cool. And like, I, killed the town and whatnot. And then, the promoter let me and this other guy stay at his place. The next morning, he's like, "Oh, do you guys want to go like sauna and a pool? Because like I care about you dudes. Like
I care about your health and well-being.
I'm not just like a douchey promoter." And they was like, "Yeah, cool." So we did that, saunaed and pooled, and then he got us all you can eat Indian food. Then we went to show number 2. Now show number 2 was dope. I should have got a lot more videos. Show number 2 because it was in this ancient old church in Dundee, Scotland.
Blasphemous.
Church Dundee, but it was a church. Oh, you want to know blasphemy? It went from church to what they call a strippy.
Is that where ladies of ill repute remove articles of clothing for money?
And that's what they call it in Scotland, a strippy. And then it turned into a rock venue. And now it's a rock venue, but there's also wrestling there. And it's over 21.
Is it a Rocky?
A Rocky. I can ask them, probably not, though. They think I'm dumb. So we're in that, and that was over 21. I was like, okay, cool. I don't do a lot of over 21 shows, but I want to have some fun with this over 21 crowd. Now, the night before, there were like 300 people in a really nice community center. In this bar, there was like 40 or 50 people, but the bar was so small that made it seem like 1,000 people because it was so claustrophobic. I was like, you know what? I want to have some fun with these people. Like, I really want to piss them off. So I was like, asked the promoter, like, "Hey man, you mind if I go ahead and grab the microphone?" And he's like, "Yeah, sure." And before I went out, I was like, "Hey, I can say anything I want, right?" Like, "Yeah, sure."
Just to be clear.
Yeah, I can say anything I want, right? Like, "Yeah." And I was like, "Oh yeah, by the way, this word, like, this is just like a thing you people say, right?" And like, "Oh yeah, for sure." Like, "Oh, okay, cool." So I come out and I'm like, "Oh, hey, I'm Jake Oman. I came here all the way from America. And I've been wanting to wrestle in Scotland for a really long time. So this is just a really, really big moment for me." And the crowd, they start applauding a little bit. And like, "No, for real, I just want to thank all of you for being here. I want to thank the company for bringing me in. It's just, what did I say? I didn't say it was so great to be here. It's like, I just want to say thank you. So from the bottom of my heart, thank you." I let it die down for a second and everyone cheers me. Then I put my mic back up to my mouth. Like, "I want to thank every one of you from the bottom of my heart for showing me that the Scottish people are the most annoying in the entire world."
Oh, snap.
Ooh, that did not get applause, Pete. It did not get applause. It turned them.
Face to heel real fast.
And then I was like, "And I just want to thank you for showing me that what I thought was your beautiful Green Island paradise is nothing but a dreary gray shithole." And that got a few cheers. And I was like, the only reason that it's good for me to be here is I can add Scotland to my, what'd I say? Something about my tremendous international exquisite resume. I was like, and normally I'd win my match tonight and then I would take home one of your girlfriends, but the Scottish women are just dirty hags and I don't want to touch any of them. So I'm going straight back to the airport after I win tonight. Turned them, man. Oh, then I had a match and I beat the dude's ass. And then, so funny thing was, at the end of the show, my new buddy, Polish Hungarian Ron, wrestled. At the end of it, he was a bad guy, But at the end of this match, he made sure to shake hands with the Scottish good guy and raise his arm and everything. So the crowd was sent home happy. And the promoter got in the ring after the show and was like, how many of you want to see Ron Corvus again? And the crowd's like, yeah, woo, Ron. Like, how many of you want to see Jake Omen again? Boo. And this like little old man who's just like all gray bearded and haired was like really going off. And the promoter's like, oh, come on, guys, man. He was a hell of a talent. Like, don't let what he said get to you. And this dude just keeps talking trash. And he doesn't know that I had snuck down the stairs on the other side of the building so I could try and sell some merchandise. So I'm standing right behind this guy. And the promoter's like, oh, hey, man, if you want to keep talking that trash, you might want to turn around and see who's behind you. And this little old man turns around and sees me face to face and acts like he just saw a ghost. I'm glad it didn't kill him.
I considered it.
He's at least in his 60s. No, I'm glad the shock didn't kill him because he's old. I wasn't going to touch him.
I'm glad I didn't kill him because his wife, girlfriend, whatever, not hot. Tonight I have to take her
not
home.
at all. But anyway, then I sold 4 shirts and a couple girls hit on me. A dude came up to me and gave me a £5 bill and was like, hey, man, I got to run, but I just want to buy you a drink, man, because it was awesome seeing you. I was like, okay, cool. And then a few of the boys afterward were like, yeah, man, it was real hard to cheer you when you said about this place being a gray, dreary, you know what? Because that's kind of a thing.
It's a stigma that we have, man.
Okay. Like, cool, man. Yeah, it was cool. And they ended up treating me real well. And then the promoter even was like super cool enough to pay for us like another hostel the next night. So I went right back to the Castle Rock hostel where I had so many great nights just 2 nights before, Pete. I only got to sleep there for like 2 hours, though.
Yeah, because you're doing awesome things like the hip hop and hanging with chicks because your life sucks.
Yeah, what else did I do? There's Christiana, there was hip hop in Denmark. I did a lot of cool stuff in Denmark, man. I think I've talked about most of it. Oh, also, WrestleMania was the day after our show. So we wrestled on the 6th. WrestleMania was on the 7th. So my buddy, when he picked me up from the airport, was like, so, my friend, do you want to watch WrestleMania? It's like, well, obviously I want to watch WrestleMania. It's like, well, do I have a surprise for you? It's like, we are going to watch WrestleMania in a movie theater. Because one of the trainees is like a high-end sous chef at a restaurant connected to a movie theater, which is also the Danish Film Institute. So he hooked it up. What?
Is this like that?
Looking weird about this.
No, is that like Flicks in Castleton where they also make beer, but it happens to be a movie theater where
what
you eat?
Is the worst movie theater you can think of?
Like any AMC, probably.
So, this movie theater that I was in made Flicks Brewhouse look like AMC. Let's be honest. This is also the Danish Film Institute, Pete. This was a super high-end, awesome movie theater. So we went in to watch WrestleMania. The only, the catch was, since we're 6 hours ahead of Eastern time, it started at 11 p.m. and lasted till 6 a.m. And my new friend Jackie, who hooked us up with this, the trainee, he is the awesome chef. Dude, he made us super awesome, like, high-end food from the restaurant for us to eat while watching WrestleMania.
Donuts?
There were like these fancy egg rolls and like 3 or 4 different types of some type of salad. I don't even know what was in it. It just looked very expensive, man.
The presentation of the iceberg lettuce was killer.
No, there was no lettuce in these. No lettuce. I don't know what this stuff was consisted of. All I can do is say it was comparable to a salad, but they were amazing, man. And there's just like plates on plates of all this food. And you can smoke in these theaters. I mean, you can smoke whatever in these theaters, and the ventilation's awesome because everyone in the back row was smoking, and there was no smoke even in that theater, man.
So you couldn't even get like a contact buzz, though.
Nah, if I'd sat next to my friend Jesus, I'm sure I would have gotten a contact buzz, but I did not sit next to Jesus.
There's jokes there that I won't.
They also call him Rasputin. He looks like both. He's that perfect hybrid.
But he's named neither?
He's named Jesus and Rasputin.
Like in real life?
No, I don't know his real name.
Well, that's what I mean.
Yeah, I don't remember it. I was told it, but they either call him Jesus or they call him Rasputin because he looks like both.
So since you're a man with knowledge, give a little bit of information about Rasputin because I'm sure that we have viewers that don't know what that is.
Oh, yeah. So in short, super crazy Russian guy who's kind of a mystic who convinced the royal family that he was like a prophet and like a soothsayer and this and that. And the misses like made sure he was around all the time, but he was kind of just this evil like sycophant.
Boom.
Yeah. And then they tried to kill him a bunch of times and it didn't work. And everyone was like, oh, yeah, it's because he's practically a god.
And that was the knowledge portion of this week's podcast. Like, we're teaching people things. By we, I mean namely you.
We're trying. After the Christianity episode, I needed to add something like that in. Also, take away from this episode, lie to customs. Don't give them too much information.
Or truthful information, for that matter.
No, yeah, don't give them too much truth will get you in trouble. You know how someone's lying to you? They give you too many details sometimes. Too much honesty is a bad thing, Pete.
Fair point.
In any walk of life. Too much honesty is a bad thing.
It's true. Can't argue the logic.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
That and Rasputin. Good takeaways for the day.
Mm-hmm. Ain't never going to die. Make sure to follow us at OffTheCliffPod, at JColeman2012, at Multimedia Hustle. We'll be back next week. I think, unfortunately, this wraps up my short European travel series, though. Maybe
we'll jump back into Embarrassing Jake or something like that then. I don't know.
Yeah, I've been thinking about a few things. But until then, we will catch you guys next Tuesday.